So today we actually dig some dirt, and we dig some more dirt, and we just dig so much dirt. We do a little bit of terraforming because today we wanted to start laying out a path behind these houses that we've built in order to continue to develop our city, starting from the sea and going more inland to much more infrastructure. It's your boy Lex Messiah, and this is the Genesis series in Survival Minecraft. Well, hello, guys, and welcome back to our Genesis series here in Survival Minecraft. As you can see behind me, we have a fully operational iron farm, and it's just doing its thing, you know, eating my pizza. Anyway, today, I'm not gonna lie, guys, I'm not feeling it. Like, I'm just not, I'm not there. So, bear with me. Today is probably gonna be a much more chill episode. We're not gonna do anything insane, but we are gonna do a bit of terraforming, right? So eventually we want to build something around this, but my brain just, in terms of like ideas and all that stuff, like not today. However, what I do know is that behind these buildings that we started to build, that will be the frontmost part of our cityscape. So this is like right on the water, and then it's gonna go uphill a little bit, and it's gonna keep going back, and the buildings will get fancier and bigger and stuff as we go, as it would in a city, of course. But like right here, we do want to establish like a roadway network type situation. And so to do that, there's two things we have to do. First of all, we're gonna push the land back a little bit, because even though we want the hill to go up, it's just too close to like some of these houses. So maybe we want to like around here, you know. So all of this is gonna go. So we're gonna need quite a few shovels, and then we're gonna like actually put down the road path, and maybe potentially we'll put in a retaining wall. I don't know if I have the capacity for the retaining wall just yet. We'll see, but that's like what I'm thinking. If not this episode, we'll finish it in the next one. But yeah, so first things first, I know I have a chest up here. I'm gonna empty that so we can move it. And while I do that, let me just remind you guys, if there is ever anything that you need prayer for, right? Anything that you're struggling with personally, or somebody you know that you want to pray for as well, you could always ask, right? That is always available. I'm not going to be able to pick up this chest because I don't have any storage on me. So I need to like put some stuff away. But yes, just let me know. You don't have to say exactly what it is if you know, are feeling a little subconscious or just don't want to be that open on the internet. I totally get it. You could just say, please pray for me, and I'll do just that. Sounds good? Alright, great. Sounds good. Alright, Chesto Gonzo. Yeah. I'm gonna make a bunch of shovels. Well, first I'm gonna put this chest down because I need to like offload some stuff. So we don't need any of this like pillager stuff. I don't need any of these crops on me, or this string, or this, or this, or this. I don't imagine I'll need an axe or a hoe. I probably will need a pickaxe. Definitely a bunch of shovels. Oh, food. And I probably don't need a sword, but I'll keep it on me because you never know. You never know who's gonna show up, and we always want to be ready to welcome some new guests. Why am I trying to sleep? I'm trying to make some shovels. How many do you think we need? I think, honestly, maybe like 6. You guys think this will be enough? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. This will make us 5. That one is kind of dead. So, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that'll do. And then we'll make maybe 2 of these. Let's see if that takes us through it. So while we do that, I'm gonna take some time. Let's talk. Let's chat it up. Next week, right? So you guys are watching this. This is like, you know, in January. We're in the week of like the ending of the teens into the 20s. So like, 21st, 22nd, 18, 19 type vibe. Next week, which will be the last week in January, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I don't think I'll be posting any videos. Now, the reason why is because I know some of you will not know this because a lot of you are new. Actually, most of my videos, a lot of the people aren't subscribed and they're new viewers because I'm just growing right now, and that comes with the territory. That's fine. But I am a missionary here in Japan, and so with that, that's like my primary objective. Like, even though there's other things I do, like for example, this, making these videos, this is like very much secondary, right? And so I only do it like when I have the free time to do it, which is usually like an hour a day sometimes, or two, like as I could squeeze it in. But next week we actually have a more intense schedule, right? Literally, we have something called our team intensive. So it's gonna be like a lot of training, a lot of meetings, just a lot of stuff, like practical stuff in terms of like just getting ready for the rest of the year, moving forward. This month we were fasting, and that ends, and then we're gonna move forward with like some plans that we feel like the Lord has laid on our hearts, laid on our leaders' hearts, and we're gonna get to it. So with that being the case, I won't actually have any time for some of this. Not that I won't have any time. I'll have time, but that'll probably look like if I stay up, till 1 a.m. and stuff, and then I'll be tired. So in theory, I could make the time. I don't want to lie, right? I could make the time, but I don't think it would be wise for me to do so. Just in terms of keeping my priorities straight and, honoring the commitments that I have. And so, with that being said, next week we won't have any videos. Now, you might say to yourself, but yeah, I could pre-record videos and then have them. I could, but again, it would take up so much time this week, and I can't do that. So this time I'll be honest and say I can't because I don't have the time. I'm limiting myself, while we're fasting, to just 2 hours a day, both for playing and editing videos. And it's a bit of a tight squeeze. Like, there's a lot of stuff that I cut out of these videos, so you don't see it. It probably doesn't look like a tight squeeze sometimes. But yeah, what looks like a 20-minute video to you probably took close to an hour to record. So yeah, I just don't have the time right now to pre-record that stuff for next week, and I don't have the energy. Like, I'm really feeling it. But it's okay. It's good. I'm not complaining at all. Don't confuse it. I'm just trying to let you guys know what's up. So next week I'll take a little break, but once that's done, you guys will see it. You will see the difference, because there's a lot of things I couldn't do right now because I don't have as much access to the internet as I would need to get those things done. And also the city is developing, right? But there's some styles of Japanese houses that I want to build, and like a ramen shop and like a 7-Eleven even. And it's gonna be incredible. I imagine those videos will actually also do really good. I know the last couple of videos struggled a little bit, but I expected that, and I'm not the least bit upset or even like disappointed. It's like I was expecting that. But yeah, so not next week, but the week following that, like, in February, things are gonna be really different, and so you could look forward to that. So I do apologize for the little break that we're gonna take next week. I did account for that, like, at the top of the year. It's like I'm gonna try to put a video out every day of the week as much as I can. However, there's gonna be some times in between there when I will need to take breaks for like certain holidays to spend that time with family, as well as when we have stuff ramp up. And so next week is one of those weeks. However, the week after that, there's a lot of stuff coming your way, and I think you could get excited, and you could look forward to that. So yeah, just put that on your radar. So right now, all I'm gonna do is just dig this stuff out, and I'm kind of contemplating in my mind right now, do I just talk the whole time? Because the other thing is, this might end up being all that we do, right? So if I decide, no, I won't talk, I'll just skip it, then when I'm editing the video, it'll just be, what, 2 seconds of me starting, and then we just cut to the end, and that's it. And that's not going to work. So yeah, let's chat. What is life like in Japan? That's a great question. Thanks for asking. Honestly, I can't complain. I like Japanese people. They're very respectful. I mean, everywhere you go, you always have like exceptions to anything. You can't say everybody or any particular type of people is this one thing all the time in every instance. So I'm not saying every single Japanese person is the most respectful person on the planet. But in general, as I've interacted with Japanese people, one of the things that I'm always impressed by in my interactions with most Japanese people is that they're respectful. And not just of people, they are respectful of people, but also of nature and of authority. So like the government and the rules that are made and the laws, they really try to like abide by that. And you see it in simple things, like for example, littering. You really don't see a lot of garbage on the ground. You see barely any. Like sometimes maybe you see like a loose wrapper here, and that probably like blew like from the trash or fell down and nobody noticed. And like later on in the day, you might very well see like an old Japanese guy or old Japanese woman come and like pick it up, put it in their bag, because there aren't a lot of trash cans here in Japan, which is like, that caught me off guard, right? There's no garbage, but there's also no garbage bins or trash cans, public trash cans really. People really just take their trash home with them. Like they put it in their bag or in their pocket and they just hold on to it until they get home. I was like, wow, that's incredible. And then in certain parts of the world, I know they do this, but here in Japan, they do it like to a whole other level. They like organize the trash when they take it out, right? So on certain days, certain trash go out, and then they go out in specific ways. Like you have clean plastic, and you like clean your plastic before you throw it away. Like you wash your bottles, you separate the wrappers, and then there's like burnable trash, and that they only put it out at a certain time so it doesn't like smell the place up and stuff. And then you have like your recycling stuff, and they like they recycle their milk cartons, but they don't just throw them out just like that. They wash them, and then they open them out and fold them neatly, and they like wrap it up and package it, and it's honestly it's like so organized. So that's like incredible. And I don't know how it's enforced. It's definitely a part of their culture, because everybody does it. You see it like, and like even as a foreigner, like it became so clear to me so soon. Like nobody had to like come and police me for it. Really, they do a good job of communicating that that's a value for them, and that you have to comply with that. And I don't mind because I like it. I like the way that it honors God and just respecting His creation and caring for nature. Yeah, I'm thinking like the road will probably come and curve just a little bit. So let's clear this side over here. Yeah. Now, with regards to like respect for people, on the trains, like let's say you have a backpack, right? And you enter the train, people will actually take their backpack over their backs and put it in front of them so they could be more aware of their bag and how it might affect other people. As well as like they don't play loud music. If you're listening to something, use your headphones or you keep it on silent so that doesn't bother anybody else. And so I was like, okay, cool. They're trying to be mindful of themselves and respectful, and I appreciate that. So it's good. And then of course I like the food. I like sushi. I like ramen. I like tonkatsu. I like karage. I like miso soup. I like tofu. I like all of it. Even like the fruits and the veggies. Daikon, cabbage. Like it's all good. Sweet potatoes. Ooh, sweet potatoes. So it's all good with regards to that. Some of the things that I don't like though is Japan actually feels like a very lonely place. Now, I don't know how controversial this is gonna be. I'm also not intending to like offend anyone. I'm just trying to speak my experiences here. But I've actually found Japan to be a very lonely place. first of all, there's like the insane work schedule that people have, right? So most people are working like 10-hour days, some people 12, and that's like seen as normal. Um, so they have a high value for work. Um, and it takes a toll on people's personal lives, right? Because you're working all this time, you don't really have time like to line with friends, or I say line, but like to chill or do stuff, hang out with friends. Um, and it's tough. Like we've made a few Japanese friends, and when we try to make plans to like hang out, it's like, okay, cool. When will you be free? It's like, in the next 2 months, I have a day off. I was like, what? It's kind of crazy. Um, so there's that part of it, and then also like on the trains, it's like I said, people try to be mindful and quiet, so they actually just don't talk to each other. You see all these people get onto the trains, and then they're all quiet. They're all in their phones. Some people are reading books, or some people are just sitting there, but most people are on their phones, and they don't connect, right? And they some of them are commuting for like a couple hours every day, but they're not connecting with each other. And that's like, it's a little sad, because then sometimes like with the people that we have been able to connect with, and they have opened up to us, which is rare, but it does happen, and I thank God for that. They share about their loneliness, they share about their depression and their sadness. They share about how they would like to have friends, but it's just really difficult. um and that's like the hard part of it. But I'm also really glad I'm here, because I would love to be, part of what could help change that for some people. Ultimately, I know that God is the one who is gonna like free them from this loneliness, who's gonna like invite them into great experiences of joy. But he also like works with us, and he works through us. And so I'm happy. I'm more than excited to just be somebody that can help with that in whatever way I can. From as simple as like just smiling, or saying good morning to my neighbors, ohayo gozaimasu, as I see them, or konnichiwa to the little kids as they play. Um, and even like getting deeper, like actually making friends and having relationships and doing stuff. Like I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I actually didn't plan to be a missionary when I was growing up. Um, I planned to become like a pilot first, and I was doing my pilot's license, and then I started like actually studying it, like doing a degree and stuff. And then I really got into videography and marketing, and I was all set to like enter the corporate world and enter like the marketing sector and do all that jazz. And I was excited to do it. And then the Lord just kind of like called me, changed my whole trajectory. And it's like, hey, I'm sending you to Japan, my boy, to be a missionary. And I said yes, because what else do you do when the Lord calls you? You know? I know some people would say that they've never heard the voice of God like that. And that's okay. I think there's room for that. And eventually, God reveals himself to us in whatever way we are able to hear him. And sometimes it takes a while for us to like figure out that he is speaking to us. But yeah, it'll happen. I trust and believe that. He calls everyone. But yeah, like when you do hear that call, and in the ways that I think he knows exactly how to speak to us, and so that we could hear and understand like what he's asking. When you hear that, it's like, yes, you have a choice, but also it's like, it's so clear that the right choice is to choose him. And I don't mean right like, oh, I should choose him. I mean like, the choice that will make you happy and give you the most fulfillment is the thing that he's asking you to do. So like, why would you not do it, And so I was like, yes, let's go. And now that I'm here, I'm so glad that I said yes, because even though I experienced like some of these things that are sad, and that I wish were different, I'm glad that I'm here to contribute to making those things different. Yeah, this is like where we dug up a bunch of stone to like get stone to like build some of these things. So that's actually a little bit helpful in terms of we don't have to dig that out. However, I need to like, yeah, let me clear out this level above, because we won't be able to stand once all this dirt is gone. But yeah, I'm glad I'm here. I'm glad I'm doing this. Um, cool vibes. Uh-oh, I don't think we made enough shovels. You know, it actually would be interesting to hear what questions you guys have, like, about my life. And so I'm always encouraging you, like, drop some comments, you know, ask about Japan, ask about missionary life. You could even ask about me personally. There's probably certain things I won't share about myself, but most things I don't mind, you know. I just imagine, like, the internet is a weird place, so I could imagine people asking some weird questions, but so that's why I'm not saying I will answer any question, because I could imagine somebody asking a question that I'm like, no, I'm not answering that. But generally, I'm an open book. So yeah, if there's anything that you guys want to know or you're curious about, like, ask, and as long as it, you know, is appropriate, I'll answer it for sure. Okay, so the path is gonna go like all the way through here, and so here where we see the sand, we're actually gonna replace this with dirt, um, because we're gonna use pot blocks, right? We're gonna use pot blocks. We'll probably use some dirt. I'm thinking we could also use some coarse dirt. It would just depend on us being able to get enough of that. But yeah, let's do it. Okay, so remember, we want the story of this whole city to tell, you know, like, how it developed and where it went over time. So in the back here, we're gonna use, yeah, maybe it's gonna be tree wide, like so. Um, so we don't want it to be like perfect necessarily. And then maybe shifts across. But yeah, in the back here, we're gonna use like pot blocks. But as we get more into like the developed parts of the city, then we'll use like a more structured, you know, stone or wooden, yeah, probably stone road and paths and sidewalks and actual roads, like with concrete and white lines for cars and all that jazz. But for now, just a regular path, because this is more like very rural, right? Like city side, not city side, I mean like seaside, like village. Okay, this feels good. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. So this is like a path that formed over time from people just like walking, you could imagine. And then like in some of these spots, how do you make coarse dirt? Because I need blocks that won't turn back to grass. I think I want some of those. I think it's you put dirt and sand. No, okay. Coarse dirt. Oh, gravel. Ooh, we have much less of that. But we have some. Okay. Well, that's good to know. So then in like spots like this, we could put some coarse dirt, like so. Yeah. So it's like a little bit more like trodden. And then if I put some here, then this could actually just be regular dirt. And it won't turn back to dirt because, you know, there's no grass. I mean, it won't turn back to grass because there's no grass next to it. So that's good. So then right here, do the same thing. This one we make coarse dirt. And then in here we put regular dirt. And it should stay, I think as long as we change these two, it should stay dirt. Yeah, so you could see how it's kind of shaping up. Alright, cool. Now somewhere around here actually, we saw some gravel. Yeah, I think we need more gravel. Yeah, we do. And so, as the sun is setting on this nice rainy day, and our iron golems are just showing up and then disappearing, you can kind of see the pot is coming in. This is what we have so far, and we would need to like keep clearing all of this, but I think that's actually all the time that we have for today. So I thank you guys for joining, for watching the video, and for just listening to some of the conversation. If you like the video, be sure to drop a like. Again, if you have anything you want to ask, be sure to like drop it in the comments, and I will, try to reply and answer your question as best as I can. And if you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.